we're gonna go over a few things here, right?
Right.
Remember yesterday when I drew this other daily structure and I was like, we already got a bias. It came back into the zone. Remember this?
Yeah.
And remember, hold on, let me go back. Remember when I came way back here and I said, I'm gonna use this?
Yep.
Remember that? And I was like, if I'm gonna do anything, because remember, this wasn't here. And I was trying to show y'all how you could turn that into something.
Yeah. Yep.
It did what I was telling y'all it was gonna do. Like, we didn't, this is why I'll be telling y'all, like, pay attention. Like, I didn't announce this and say, hey, put this number in here. But that's when y'all started developing your own. Be like, oh yeah, we see that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it went back to that previous price action in that zone.
And look where it came to. Like y'all saw me draw this before it even came here. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I talked about it doing exactly what it did. Remember, I said that's my 15-minute structure. I put my tipping point. Remember that?
Yep.
That is my tipping point. I said I'll put it like we talked about it, and look what it did. Perfectly. Bum. You see that?
Yep.
So, and this lines up possibly with news, right? Because Australian session starting, it might already just started and start in 1 hour.
I think it started an hour. I think.
Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? And then look at GBP, how they starting to come back down. Like GBP shot up on a few things, right? But it's doing different stuff in different areas.
Right.
Like here, look what they're doing on the hourly opposed to what's going on here. Remember, they activated us here. That's why I say I wasn't tripping, because you will find that. You know what I'm saying? We did a good job finding a nice place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you will get that. You see they threw the whipsaw here, but they're playing a retrace on this. They already broke. They're already breaking the retrace on it. We'll see if they close below, but they are already pushing past the retrace on the 15, right? And look, this is what the hourly looks like. You see what I'm saying?
With the pullback.
And there's news coming up. So this could have been the trap move right here. You know what I'm saying? We'll see further, but this push up, boom, could have been used as a trap move too.
Let me ask you a question. So like, let's just say for the hourly, right? Let's say after the news gets released, we see a move back to the upside. Would this wick on that large green candle, would that be the tipping point then? Like we would look for a trade above that?
On this one, what we would do is I would go here and I would put me see, if you don't see something on the hourly,
yep,
it's a perfect example. Come down to a lower time frame to find something to give you reference.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's why I did that. You see what I'm saying? Now, you see this wick right here. If we see enough evidence, you know what I mean? You could say, well, it's enough evidence that they may push. You know, it depends on how price action looks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You may say, oh, okay, well, there's a giant on the hourly. There's a giant. Let's see if I can draw this. You may say on the hourly, there's a giant. Oh, I'm crooked. Like, what if that's showing? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or let me be even more realistic with current. Let's say that's showing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Then you could say, oh, okay, yeah, let me catch it a few pips above. But this is a lot of pips. Let's see. I mean, it's not a lot, but on a 15, that's a lot. For a 15-minute tipping point, that's a lot of pips.
Okay.
So when I see it like that, it make me feel like when the movement coming, it's gonna come. Because you find hourly tipping points that's 12 pips. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yep. So yeah, let me come back to I like this one especially because it was set up so nice, right?
Right.
And I was able to show y'all how doing that could put you in position to say, boom, I can take this trade because I already had my 15-minute.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, I already had because I spoke to y'all. What's today? The first. So I spoke to y'all when we were speaking when it was right here. Right? Because remember, I put this here. Remember, watch for price to continue bearish. Remember, I put that?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm glad this here. I didn't even know it was like still there. Like, so what time was that? Say 1600, but I probably meant to put it somewhere here. But anyway, that's what I was looking for. Me bringing that previous structure back,
Mm-hmm.
and this is a cleanup here of 41 pips. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Even if you just was like, I'll catch 20 pips. Because me, I'm more of the dude, like I'll catch the 40, but I would have been like, maybe they might not come all the way just yet. And I would have caught it. You know what I'm saying? You can catch a lot of pips in that. Yep. So now, but anyway, I know you probably see the significance in that, right?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
It'll be repetitive, but I'm showing you like this something we talked through and I went over with y'all and it did what I was saying. Hey, look for this to possibly do this.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it's just I'm going over this as proof because now let's bring it back here. Okay, USD CAD. I don't know if you remember. I went over. Remember we looked for the possible sale.
Yeah.
Well, I can't remember if I went over this exactly. I don't remember because we went over a few things. But I know I left this sale stop thing here and I put it in and I cleaned up. They went down. Let me see how many pips they went down. See, they went down quite a few pips, but I cleaned up like, I think I got like 11 pips out of it.
Okay.
Which, you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They did what they did. Now let's go review GBP AUD, right?
All right. Let me pull that up.
And I'm gonna show y'all like the other side of the coin. So on the 70-80, where it do on the other dans, that's not the 70 to 80%, right?
Right.
Where it may be like how it hit us up here, because this is when it hit us. Like you remember, we were good. Right. We were good. I'm sorry, I was talking to you.
You good?
We were good all the way because we started talking here, remember?
Yeah.
This is 5 o'clock my time. So it did all that over all those freaking hours, right? And they waited till 6 o'clock this morning to boom hit here. So we woke up to good thing he pulled out. Some people will pull out whatever. It wasn't a bad trade, but I'm just showing you like the other side of the coin.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine the people who got out here. This is what's cool about this strategy because you can minimize things too. Imagine the people who, when it rised here, they got out. They was like, "Oh, I'm in my feelings," and they got out. That's 49. Well, I'm sorry. Let me be correct. That's 46 pips. Actually, let me be precise with price right now. Just look, and it's going down. They could come back up, whatever. Bro, that's, we'll say 50 pips, right?
Yeah.
That they got scared on and lost out when they could have just let the retrace happen. You see what I'm saying? It's like, so even you could have even minimized, you know, if you didn't close when you decided. Give me 1 second. I gotta put the dog in the room. Give me 1 second.
All right.
Yeah, so I'm back. I'm sorry about that, y'all. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So what I'm saying is like, okay, say we got activated. Because remember, drawdown does happen. They did, you know, people could have got out here. That's why you leverage. You know, you leverage. Go to my bathroom. Yeah, so that's why you leverage, and you know, you make sure you within a comfortable range, especially like on plays. Because remember, this was the original thought was more. Let me go to the 4 hour. I think it was. Remember, the original thought was it the retrace? Remember the retrace on the daily? Remember that?
Yep.
So this is where you say anyway, and that's why I was like, you don't have to trade it. You know, you can take it on your practice account, see what happened. But for people who actually trade, this is where you like, hey, let me take a calculated risk here and do what I'm supposed to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because as you can see, they did come down. And now they're leaving us. I mean, it's 22 hours left. We can go more to the 4 hour. Yeah, that's still a time. But now, you know what I'm saying? Now they're coming down some. You know what I mean? They impulsed and now they're correcting. Then you got to consider news. You know what I mean? So we'll reassess the situation and see how it's going. Because once again, what time is it? 5:19. News is at. Actually, yeah, they showing us intent now. If news is when I think it is. Okay, so news is at 6 and then 6:30. What we've noticed with those, they use traps on those a whole lot.
Okay.
Like where they'll show one intent to go the direction they go when news hit at the top of the hour, but then when they get to the half hour, they'll like snatch somewhere else. I'm not saying they'll do that this time, but we've seen that before. You know what I mean? You look for things like that to happen.
Right.
Especially when you look at the behavior, right? Like GBP jumped like this. You know what I'm saying? The way it just jumped. Even here, you know what I'm saying? On USD, it jumped. AUD went down anyway. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
They went down on NZD. Like it's correlating. You know what I'm saying? And now they hitting the structure. They hit the bottom of a structure, and now you know a previous structure, and now they like look at all this play over the hour. You know what I mean? We got to consider. Now that I'm looking at it, this retrace for the hourly, right? And it did this retrace right here. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We have to consider the retrace. See how they you see how they knocking on it, but then they throwing the wick. They threw the wick, and now they knocking on it.
Right.
So we have to see how they handle that. But they're showing us the intention. And even if you miss the intention, like say you hop in on news late, a quick way to reference that for real is look at how much wick is left to the other side. That lets you know how much they've been pulsating. They haven't pulsated much to the top side. They've been pulsating mostly down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, like, because that's what we look to do on news. Like, they show a lot of their initial, like they tend to pulsate in the position they going early on, and then they start showing different behavior. Like you just got to watch the behavior of the candle, and it'll kind of give you an idea of what they planning on doing. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes
Like
sense.
here, GBP going down, this fluctuate. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
See how it's kind of correlating? Let me see if I can find another. See AUD, USD, like they like that on a daily. So look, you see what I'm saying? AUD is the head pair here, right? So it's going up here, which is showing here, and on GBP, it's the GBP is the head pair, and GBP is going down a little bit. You see how it's correlating?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you knew that already. I was just kind of like tying that in so you can see. So then we'll watch this, right? We'll see how they handle. Like, look at that. You see what I'm saying? That's some nice pulsation.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how they do, right? Like if they keep that going and then don't snatch it down like the last few minutes, because they'll snatch it, they'll throw it, snatch it down, bring a wick, pulsate, and then start climbing. And then when news hit and settle, it'll just, if it's gonna do that, right?
Right. Okay.
So that's normally how they do that stuff. But it's a lot of movement within these candles, you know what I'm saying? Like it's pulsating, it's pulsated quite a bit. Like it wanna go somewhere, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we just clicked on here, it was like moving, you know what I'm saying? They've slowed off a bit. But yeah, that's what we'll do. We pretty much watch that and see how that goes. What would I use over here? I would probably see. Let me see. That actually really is. What's up, Benji?
What's up, y'all?
How you feeling?
Good, my bad. I was caught in traffic.
Nah, you good, you are good. Yeah, we'll even see how they
I'm in
handle
traffic
this.
right now.
You
Yeah.
looking at GA?
Yeah. I was showing them how like sometimes it'll grab your order, but don't like get scared out, like like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How like it'll do that, and then like look how much it came down. Like for the people who maybe held longer than they wanted to, or don't know
It
how.
made it move back down already?
Yeah, it's coming to the retrace. It broke the retrace on the 15. Look at this. It broke the retrace here on the 15 minute. If it closed below that, I feel comfortable. Because I drew this line for some other reason, and then it ended up being a retrace on 15. And then that's when I was like, you know what? If it holds, then cool.
Yeah.
And you see how they like, y'all see how they like, yeah, y'all see how here they kind of respected it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that gave me good confirmation that whatever I just drew, I'm saying that as for this, whatever I just drew was a decent spot to actually like see if they hold the line.
if something like that ever happens, something I do, and it's kind of something I picked up from Nemo, was lower your positions and just kind of ride it out.
Exactly.
Because I had trades that I kind of cut my positions in half, then it would literally take profit like 4 or 5 days later. So they definitely come back more times than not.
Which is why we make sure you have the money to be able to handle that type of stuff. Like we try to avoid that, and a lot of times you can, but especially if you like swinging, it'll do that. You know what I'm saying? Like I've put 30 cents on something and came back to 100 and something bucks and made more than I would have lost had I like bet too high or went too high and then got spooked out of my trade. You get what I'm saying? Like risking a good amount, and I don't even say good. That was like low, but you get what I'm saying? Like, and I think I was like testing something out. But my point is risking something low or good to what's good for you. You can you'll win more than you will like if you overdo it. You know what I'm saying? As far as like your lot sizes. And then you'll start closing yourself out of trades that come back and actually hit. And we don't mean go like 100,000 pips one way and come back, but we mean like it swings, or it's like a wave. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Right. See how they climbed in these last few minutes? They had left that nice wick, and then they climbed back to it. You see that? And now they pulsating again.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll have to go to the hourly, but I'm saying that's what we would look for on the hourly. You know what I mean? We reference the hourly and the 15, but like, look at that. Like, if that closed nice like that, that's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? And then you got to keep the bias of for it to be, what's this? No, that's the daily. That's why I was like, play the retrace on this, at least. But they respecting this 15% tipping point nicely, right? Like the way it's like halting right here.
Yeah, almost right at it.
And sometimes right at it could be like a pip, because it's the same as when they hit your order. It don't have to be like directly on it. It could simply stop pip and a half. You know what I'm saying? We consider that added too. You know. Yep.
UK looking interesting too.
I've ate off of this morning.
You sold?
Yeah, I had a sale stop here.
Man, look at the daily and kind of pull it back some. Look at the bigger picture. Kind of where's that? I know we got that candle. We obviously got MC just closed, but it's kind of at a weird spot because I always kind of like look back on everything, just kind of see the grand big picture of everything, and it's like it ain't been down this area. It ain't been the area it's at in a long time. So
yeah.
Actually, almost a year ago. Exactly, almost. Well, a month. So
actually more than a year ago.
Yeah, so it got me just kind of looking at it.
I wonder what that looked like on the daily. Because what that wick was, that was a, you know what, let me do this. Let's do something. Let's try something. Wait, what did I just say? Feel like I'm lost now. Okay, here we go. This is what I wanted to do. So we'll do this, right? We'll do this. And then we'll see what that look like on the lower time frames. Because if it's a structure or something, we could mark it up and see how it looked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So good find, bro. Matter of fact, I want to say I think that's why I put these black lines right here too. You see that? It's instruction. But I ain't want to like make it like huge. But that is that's a nice ass.
I was gonna say it interests me. I just kind of looked at it for like quick 2 seconds from outdoor, and I was like, it's definitely interesting. But we also got a momentum candle that just closed on the daily, so that's something to keep in mind too.
They still got time to shoot that sucker in the other way.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's at a point where it's like, I don't know. I got a 4-hour tipping point place by where it's at right now.
You say you got a 1 hour?
A 4-hour tipping point.
Wow. Okay, my bad. Hold on.
Where's that right now? So it's kind of just playing within that a little bit.
How many? Yes, big boy. Well, you got the hour tipping point?
I got 4 hour.
I mean, oh man, my bad.
Yeah.
Where you got it? This one?
I actually got it on the one actually all the way up to the left. But I mean either or, honestly. They kind of fit. Right, right.
This one?
Right there.
Word. This is probably about the same anyway, yeah. Let me draw it up.
Because like I said, I ain't really been in that area again. So that was really the only thing you really got to go off of. It's kind of that.
Yes, senor. Make sure I'm lining up. And
And on the daily, we say we got a momentum candle. So it could definitely, obviously, go back up and do the retrace. So really, it's just, I might wait and see. I might hold my hand and just kind of see what it do. See if it does do the retrace and then kind of take it from there. But
the fact that they did pause up at that previous price, especially, you know what? I think that's what got me too. I was looking at that for the daily. The fact that it didn't push that much, given this nice size momentum wick. It went up a little bit, but not like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then they came here, gave us another one. I will say this also. This also may be like sitting on the hands may not be bad because I've seen it, and even on gold, man, even on gold where they create this little. We don't use patterns, but I'm saying what they had is a little habit of thinking, of making you think, oh, we're gonna do that, and then they'll do this number here. And they giving subtle indicators that they going down, but they showing like the momentum being forced up, and then the next candles they are impulse down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like this one of those ones too, man. Because that happened. Not saying US CAD act the same as gold, but as far as like,
yeah, I definitely seen it on gold happen.
You know what I'm talking about?
It happens on Bitcoin too as well.
Yeah, and it's like, good job. And so you know what I'm saying? Like that's not a bad idea. I mean,
that's why I might just kind of wait, because at the same time, it could impulse then go and make a new structure somewhere else down lower.
Let me
So
see this too.
So
okay,
it could be a trade we can ride out for a longer time.
That's why I'm gonna say this look like we
So
may.
I'm not worried about that
the
50% free
week
trade right now, honestly.
Yeah, we may
something
have
bigger.
to let the week play out on this one. Yeah, tomorrow in the morning. I'm gonna actually be up for this too and see what happened. Let's see what he testifying about.
Mm.
And these things do actually make, like, this is a high, significant, a high impact, high impact news event. And we have seen these things like push, you know what I'm saying? Like give some like impulses, you know what I'm saying? The other mentors, they can tell y'all we've seen this happen. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't think because you don't see 130 something pip moves like all day, every day that they don't happen. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
I was gonna say I'm just kind of curious about to see how it's gonna do. I also looked at gold. It looks like gold might be ready to make its move up as well. So I'm not, I know it don't exactly correlate with everything, but it's just kind of something I'm kind of keeping my eye on and just seeing.
For sure. That's why I'm when I figured out, I'm like, you can ride the structures and tipping points, but you also got to be aware of the overall trend of it. You know what I'm saying? Because it'll go up and then it'll go up 200, 300 pips, and then it'll snatch down 500, 600, and then start the process. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You got news on R tonight?
Yeah, it's actually coming up. So we got Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm saying this is a perfect thing for us to see what happened. I'm feeling like, look at that. I'm gonna see how they handle these and how they impulse. If they start back impulsing and moving back to where they were coming from, then that'll be a good indicator that maybe we can put an order in. You know what I'm saying? Given all other things.
Right.
Like here, they came to the retrace. Even though this the hourly, not the 5. Even though this is the hourly, I can still come and find somewhere. Maybe. And here's definitely one. Maybe like I would maybe use this. That's why I said sometimes you'll draw these things and your perspective may change based on like what's going on or what you're trying to see. Cool. You can go and get some, my friend. Kind of see what's going on. Oh yeah, this the one on GBP USD too. I remember when it impulsed and we was talking about it in the group. I meant to mention that too, like they snatched a lot of people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they shot it up and then boom, right back down. And that's a lot of pips. You got to think how many people trade and got orders in. They collected a lot of equity then. They did that. Let's go back. And
I'll be right back, D.
all right, do you think? Now that we're here, man, you know something? I didn't even realize this actually changed my perspective a little bit because I called me crazy, man. I didn't even realize this was starting. I thought this was already. I thought it was still on. This was still on the daily. So I was like, you know what I mean? That's what made me say what I said too. Not that it changes that much, but I'm saying now I can give you the other side of the coin since that did finish, because now we can look further at a possible sale. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You see why I'm saying that? Because I was like, oh, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
it's coming in like this, because it's like coming in the zone right now. So like, if it breaks through, then basically it would just continue down, most likely.
Yeah, because that was a strong area. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I would have my finger. I would let it play out and manage it, but I wouldn't be scared. Perfect example, the same one we actually would like we went over yesterday, kind of in the same manner. You know what I'm saying? Where like, I mean, they giving us indication. Now, here's the thing too. They started whipsawing right when they got to the area that Benji. Remember, you know, this all lines up. Remember, Benji put his 4 hour here.
Right.
Okay, so put my hour here. They're whipsawing on the 4 hour and balancing out a little bit. We can go down and see what's going on. You know, so that actually wouldn't be a bad trade to take. It actually wouldn't be. You know, that like it wouldn't be like okay, so let me go back. So the reason I'm saying that too on this buy is because they already broke two. It's the same one. They already broke like this structure, and they already have been in a downward trend. You get what I'm saying? I'm not saying we trend trade, but we got to look at direction, right? That's what I'm saying. That so they are already in a downward direction. So this, even though we just got this wick, remember that I'm glad we can tie it in now. Remember when I said this is why you don't just see the higher time frame and be like, oh, I'm gonna put in a market order and go straight for a buy.
Right.
This is why right here. Remember how I was actually speaking about that yesterday, and we were looking at, let's find a tipping point up here. So when they get ready to move, it passed through hours and we out of the way. If you would have took a market order, see, it's a lesson in everything, right? So, and this is not nothing scripted. Like y'all on here when we drawing this shit. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's not scripted. Like you've seen stuff hit, like you know what I'm saying? So it's like it's enough proof in the pudding, you know, and this stuff can be something that you can follow the rules and not change the rules, but your way of looking at it will evolve. Like look how many people would have been out of money, 78 pips down, right? We can also say, hey, oh, could we use that as the same example with and I'm gonna keep it honest, could we use that with the same example here, right? And my answer will be no, simply because the daily previous to that closed like this.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the daily here closed as a momentum candle. So it just took a tally out of the bias of me saying, man, I'm still going straight for the sale. You see what I mean, for the buy. You see what I'm saying?
Yep. I see what
now it's like a positive and a negative. They neutralize each other. But now I have to put emphasis on the fact that this is continuing down. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, that definitely makes sense, bro.
It's not saying, oh, they're definitely going, but this is how you navigate. This is how you navigate and and put yourself in the best position possible.
Mhm.
Without, and this is why we do those tipping points. And I'm gonna go back. Like I said, I'm gonna say a lot of repetitive stuff, but it's with reason. And now we can come down, like I said, and say, okay, what 15? That's supposed to be an hour. Now we can come here on this tipping point. This is a high area right here. You see how they've come down here. Now, when was the last time? Last time was earlier this month. Or my bad, I said this month, last month. See, now we can actually say last month. They haven't been there since last month. And even then they didn't break,
Mm-hmm.
and we're not looking at support and resistance. We just building evidence with how we already do stuff, right? So you can kind of look at it and say, man, you can feel confident that if they do break here, like if they break here, it'll be kind of odd for them to just be like, let me go back to annotate. It'll be odd for them to just be like I accounted for this wick right here using it as the tipping point. That's why I did that, right?
Right.
That little space. But it would be odd for them to be like, I mean, they could do like this and then go up, but it would be the chances of them breaking all this just to like do a little bitty move. It's slim.
Mm-hmm.
Like you should be able to catch some pips on it. That's why I said this is one I would like let it hit and monitor it. You know what I'm saying? And ride it out, see how they acting on. Like you don't have to watch every thing, but if you got time, like just monitor how every now and then how the behavior acting on the candles. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
See if they leaving a whipsaw here and what they doing here, or see if they showing more signs of impulse. I mean, it's price action. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's how you kind of do that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that definitely makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and you've been on here long enough, man. We call out trades that hit all the time, but I don't want y'all to just be. And I'm not saying it's you. I know you interactive, and mostly everybody is. But I'm just saying to the people who listening, because we are recording. Like, don't join up just to get signals. Like, we teaching you the whole psychology and how to see it. Because you could, like, even a loss don't have to be as much of a loss. Like Benji said, you can catch it, you can let it go as going, close half your position, and then catch the retrace and open up, double down on a position and catch it better. And like it's ways to it. It's like surfing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I am not even a surfer, but it sounds like surfing. I lived around surfers and stuff. People who do that, but that's what it feel like you just ride the wave. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I definitely see that.
So let's see what they're doing. Like, see how they respected this right here? They closed right here because this one was being active while we were here. Remember? So look at that. We'll see what they got going. It's 10 minutes left. So I'm gonna look at this one. Probably should have put let me see. Layouts, AUD. I look at GBP AUD too, but AUD NZD for sure. AUD USD. AUD CAD. Like right here, this is a whole structure right here. You see what I'm saying? For the hourly, like, if I pull this back, I'll use this. Let me see how many pips. I could have used this one too. Right. Use this one. I'm just saying how they all look. Could have used that one. This is just I would have made this like my structure anyway. So you know what? Let me do that. Actually, where do we want it? That. So now, I mean, we didn't even look at this one, but I'm saying it's pulsating the same. You see? Like how the other one's pulsating.
Yep. Yo, I actually had a question on if you could go back to AUD I was looking at that one before, and I was having trouble on the 1 hour trying to like find a tipping point. Nothing really stuck out to me, but I just wanted to see what you would think would be a good tipping point for the 1 hour.
All right, here I would have came back and used this one. Saying price now. I mean, I could have used this one right here too. But what I would just do is, because that's like, this one of those between the hard rock and the hard place.
Right.
I would set it a few pips above, and if it's gonna push, then it's gonna push. I'll see how it handle here, and be ready to close if it don't look good. This is one of them where you'll let it hit, see if they pulsating through it, if they gonna break through it and snatch up, or if they respect it too much and start coming down a little bit, going, you know what I mean? It's one of them where you'll have to be like, all right, yeah, it's not looking great. Let me get out. I didn't lose nothing. I gained whatever, 2 pips off of it, or maybe even lost a pip. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay.
You kind of get, I mean, I'm telling you, that's one of them things where you'll have to develop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because the reason why I asked, because I was like, I saw that up top, but I was also looking like in the middle, like in the actual like corrective structure. And that's where I like couldn't find anything. So I just wasn't sure if there was any tipping point like in the actual structure, or would that one outside of it be the only particular?
You could have used this one too. See?
Okay.
Could have used that one. Like that's why I said when they in structures and stuff, like and I would even use, like if it was the other way around and price was doing what it was gonna do, I would even use this right here. If I'm like, if they showing they trying to sell or something,
Okay.
I would even, or yeah, I would even use like this one.
Cool. That's actually exactly what I did. Just as like a potential. I wasn't sure of it, but I did it. I did literally exactly that with that little
Yeah.
there with the wicks and dragging it back, like you said, from yesterday.
You see, they respecting it. So now we'll see what is AUD cab. See that 15, they respecting that. Mm. My bad, y'all. I just got some fish in my hand.
Hey, man, enjoy that.
I know I got real cricket light for a minute. Okay, so yeah, we'll see how they handle it. Keep in mind, sometimes they don't even do what. Sometimes they don't do anything right when news hit. Sometimes it'll. And remember, we said this before, so don't get so. I guess what I'm saying is, don't be so expecting of it to do everything, because if it do something different, just be prepared to reassess, because we don't control the time, right?
Right.
Exactly, and that's why he wants y'all to get that in your mind. We'll see. We'll see how they start doing these last few minutes. Because remember, news is at 6 and 6:30. So they may not do nothing just yet.
Yo, I think I don't know, on the website now, they did say 6 and 6:30 earlier, but now it say 8 and 8:30.
Really?
Yeah, on Forex Factory.
Did you change your time? It
It's
should always stay the same.
it's on Eastern Standard Time.
Oh, mine say 6 and 6:30 still.
Oh,
Yeah, it
Did you
should say
put
whatever
daylight
time zone
savings
you're
time
in.
in?
Oh, okay.
Because you do
Whatever
have to
time zone
change
you're
the
in.
daylight. Yeah.
Let's see. All right, let me go back.
Way to look out though.
Man, I know I'm not tripping. Let's see. Oh, all right, cool. I got it. I got it now. Yeah. All right, bet I'm in action now.
Oh. This is my zone. This is zone. Zoom in. In this case, it's 4 hour. All right, so that's how the hourly close. We're about to see what they're gonna do. They may do one of them impulse to whatever side they're going to, and then at 6:30 use that as the trap and go wherever they're going. See how that's impulsing like that?
Yup. Like crazy.
See, we're gonna try to eat something off one of these though. AUD. That's already here. Yeah, we'll just sit and see what goes on. I'm glad I drew that. Let me go on the 1 hour and see if that was a tipping point over there. Nope. I'm glad. You see why I used that 15? That's why I used the 15. Ever. Pull this. That's why I say too, sometimes it's good. You can go back sometimes.
Right.
Let me see. Does this look like this? Yep. See?
Yeah, it come right to it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. We'll see what goes on.
I got a question. So whenever there's a momentum candle, when do you start looking for the retrace?
We normally look for it like right after.
Okay.
But let me show you like right here. See how they immediately did it?
Yeah.
You'll see that, and then sometimes you'll see, I'm trying to find one. Sometimes you'll see where they will let's see if we can find one. The fact that they close below this one is cool with me. It can go anyway, but they threw a 15-minute tipping point here. Well, it's not quite yet, but it could be. We'll see how it goes. Let me find the momentum. Okay, perfect example. You see here how, let me zoom in right here. You see how here, this is a momentum candle?
Yeah.
Okay, watch this. They completed the retrace here, right?
Yeah.
But what they did was they came up and then shot down and did it. So this would have been a swing. So you would have had to be prepared to leverage this how it was. You know what I mean? So sometimes too, I'll wait and see how they play it, because sometimes they will like do like this, and it depends on situation. You know what I'm saying? They'll do that, and then they'll come right down and actually hit it. You see, they hit it and then go any further. They didn't close on it, but they hit it.
Yeah.
And then went right on up. Now they like way up here and never land. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, I was just showing you will see both behaviors. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because right now I'm looking at the momentum candle on USD CHF on the daily.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You looking to see? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then my zone ends perfectly like yours basically. It's
That
at the 50%.
Look what else is here. Look how that's there. Look how the candle body closed right on there. I didn't draw it like that. This is something I drew before, and price action ended up being like that. See? So that actually wouldn't be a bad thing to consider, because they can easily come back here, come back to the top of these. That's actually good thinking. You know what I'm saying? Let me go.
Yeah.
Let me go. 4 hour. Go to the hour. let me do something, y'all. Back a little bit, but this does happen too, where an old tipping point, an older tipping point may come in heavy to reference, and we will see why. So this is the top here, right? And the reason I'm saying, remember this was the top of the old one, right? I mean the bottom one, and this is the top of the other one.
Yeah.
Like if you see price action doing what it's gonna do, like, and you like, oh, I don't know if I want to just go straight into a buy, and you looking to try to set a pending order, it wouldn't hurt you to like set it here, or like, you get what I'm saying? It wouldn't hurt you to find the old tipping point, because you see they respected it. Let me draw them out just so I know. Okay. Yeah, well, that'll work. I'm saying you got to do this on both, but I'm doing this to get like a better picture. Another interesting thing, right? The top of that wick that I drew this one from, and this is another thing just to look at. The top of the wick that I drew this from, remember this line and the other wick?
Yeah.
It's the 50% retrace here. So for me, that would be a strong take profit, number one. It's not that I always go for 13, 14 pips, but if you see something like that, you know what I'm saying? You kind of want to say, yeah, that A, B, and C going on. Let me see how it play out here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like I said, you don't have to use both of these, but by the time it get back to this one, you would have missed out on. Like if you wait for it to come up here, you'll let me see. So let's say right here, like above this wick here, would be 2 pips. So I measure it from here. So by the time it get up here, you missed out on 13 pips, 14 pips. And then you got to wait and say, okay, let me see what price action like. And then if your bias is to here, to the zone, then you're like, oh, well, let me try to catch 12 pips. So that's why you just find the area with the best momentum and then watch it go there. Like you don't want to overcomplicate it. You can look at it, but then you watch the area with the most momentum and you kind of go from there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I hope I answered something a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. I understand.
Yeah, but what else were you thinking about it? I'm sorry, I got caught up in.
Oh yeah, well, I was just saying how well, I was asking that question because of the big momentum candle on the
You know what
daily.
this looks like? Look at that. Go back to the daily.
Oh yeah.
Not all the way similar, but I'm saying similar situation. Except for this one is in the zone. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the US dollar tanked on both of them, on CAD and let me see the GBP USD tank. It tanked like US dollar tanked across the board. Not that much here. Well, yeah, it did because it shot up and then pushed down. Like here is USD Jappy. Technically, this was the retrace. This is the momentum candle in this situation. But you can, I mean, this still a nice size candle when you look at like perspective, I guess. I wouldn't necessarily look just for a retrace, but seeing how that closed, there's enough room to play it like a retrace. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Play like, cause this is a 40 pip candle, 41 pip candle body. Like you could play the retrace on something 50 pips, even though this candle is a lot smaller than this candle. It's still a daily candle, right? So, and then look at this, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, look at this momentum wick, how they came. They threw this momentum wick here. Like, actually, this is in, let me see. It's not in horrible. Let me see how many pips. It's really, for real, for real. Let me go to the I like that 4 hour better. This is an instance where a 4 hour might look better, like right here. We still use hourlies primarily, right? But sometimes you don't see what you need to see for whatever reason. And the reason I'm saying that is because, like, say if you want to we see what's going on, right? And we looking at the price action here. We looking at how they break the structure easily, like, you know what I'm saying, multiple times. Look at that price action there. If I'm gonna look for a sell stop and they showing me what they showing me, it wouldn't hurt to actually, like, this actually don't look bad at all. You know what I'm saying? Look at all those pips. Like,
So yeah, okay, yeah.
you see what go ahead, ask what you want to ask.
Yeah, so if you were to put a sell stop there, you'd write it all the way down to the bottom structure?
What? Okay, so let me not confuse you. This is my structure here. Okay, so let me make sure. My structures, I'm gonna bold the line so you can see. Okay, so bold black line, and this is why I did that too. My fault, brother. Bold black line is my zones on my structure. Anything that doesn't have a black outline, those are my tipping point. So all purple is in relation to 4 hour. So this is 4 hour outline purple. This purple box outline in purple. So this is my 4 hour tipping point.
Oh, okay.
This is my hour tipping point right here. If these were outlined in black, I'm just giving you a heads up so you don't have to learn my methods, but so you can follow along. I'm telling you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what I was essentially do is seeing how that hourly tipping point lined up with the bottom of this 4 hour structure. And then looking at this wick right here, bro. Look at this wick. This is a nice size wick. 23 pips. Like, see how the behavior is. Oh, sorry. That's the 4 hour, obviously, yeah. But see how the behavior is with this, you know what I mean? Like, you know, how they plan it here, whatever. This is a previous tipping point. I'm gonna just keep it because I like how I was sitting. But if they show, you see how they respecting it though, right? Like here, here, here. So it's a strong area. So they break that with nice momentum. This will be a nice trade to have here. I got that showing all this area right here. So yeah, I would definitely that's something I would put in, you know, do the 2 pips above. So we'll say like I'm just mock showing you how we would do. I might actually put this in. I'm gonna see how, keep my eye on it. 104, so we go to I even give it an extra 109. We say 104.10. And so I'm in here. By the time I get to where I think blockage really is, I'm already at 12. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then, you know, if you sleep, then you just sleep, right? So if you want, you like, oh, I think I want to put a take. That's why sometimes I put take profits, because I've been awake. I'm telling you the God, that's truth. Or I'm not awake, but I've put an order in, and then when I woke up, it's gone there, right? And then came all the way back. You know what I mean? To where I went from making $100 and something to like only a few dollars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is one of them things where it's like, it's how you. I'm not gonna tell you how to trade or how to feel comfortable with what you want to get out of pips, but the methods and how you can get those pips work the same. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you could just like, you know, let it ride, and keep an eye on it if it's that time of day. You know what I'm saying? And see how they click. Cause this let's see if it ride to the tipping point. Cause it's really nothing else. I mean, you could maybe say here, but it's really nothing else showing like, oh, we should use this area for reference. Because if that's the case, you'll use everything you see, and that's when you complicate it. So that's how I do it to keep it simple. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, yep. Let me see what's going on GBP AUD. It's 15. Now, if they push this thing down, right, we'll see how it behaves. I mean, it'll obviously be it'll be 6:30 when news hit, but before the candle actually closed, obviously it'll be like, it'll be after 7 o'clock. So we'll actually be right at 7. So
Yeah.
actually, I'm tripping. I'm overthinking. Y'all know what I mean. I'm thinking about the fact that I take that back. Actually, no, it will hit. I'm like, see, I'm forgetting y'all on 6 to 8. I'm on Central, so it's on the other time. So yeah, we'll be good. But yeah, you see, they are already leaving a wick on this one. You know what I'm saying? We'll see how they handle that. And if it closed like that, and they showing us behavior like that, then that'll be even better indication of like, say, well, put me a order. You can do it here, and because I doubt they're gonna touch here and just stop in this little space. You know what I mean? They're gonna push through, right? And even to this tipping point right here, it's 34 pips, so you got room to catch something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Don't like overcomplicate it, because you're like, oh, I see the line from my zone. That's a good way of thinking, but like, don't torture yourself trying to overdo it.
At what time's the news?
The first one's at 6, and the next is at 6:30. So in 10 minutes. See? Let me go back.
It's 4:30 over here where I'm at. Oh.
Are you in Fort?
Yeah,
Are you?
I'm in California. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Counting time. GDP. Yeah, this is gonna be like a influential thing. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if they forecasting the GDP to be higher than, I'm not saying it always correlate, because market makers they may use that as a trap. But whatever, I'm saying, whichever way it's gonna move, I'm sure it's gonna move. You know what I'm saying? Because it's GDP and stuff to do with their reserve bank. You know what I mean? Like, this is about the economy. Just like ours is gonna be about the economy tomorrow. You see what I'm saying? Then they have OPEC meetings, employment change, and CAD employment change, unemployment rate normally affects stuff. We have the same thing going on Yep. You see what else we got tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow, next week. Only Wednesday, and then Euro have news. And I want to say Christmas time. Oh, yeah, to see December the 16th is when it's going to be flooded. Y'all see all that? It's a lot of activity going on, like all day. You see that?
You said on the 16th?
The week of December the 16th. You see my screen? So it went from Wednesday to Wednesday and Thursday is like all the news for that week other than this Friday stuff.
Yeah, they going crazy.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
And it's all the Western world pairs. Like it's all European or Great Britain or USD stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, I see that.
Well, my bad, Jappy here at the bottom, but most of it is like, allies or somebody in that region. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't see Anthony D though. No, actually I do right here. But I guess this is just like most of the major pairs anyway. But you get where I'm coming from though, like simultaneously at the same time, like all group like this, like that makes me wonder. You know what I mean? Like whereas here, all you got is CAD and Euro. Like I rarely see them all. Like here, USD, CAD, AUD, whatever, same thing. Here, you see what I'm saying? Like rarely see them like all group like that in 2 days. Like with so much going on.
Yeah.
This was the election, and this is another reason I'm saying this was election week. You see, it looked the same as election week. The week of the 16th, and you got to think that's the week pretty much right before the market had closed for the holidays, remember? For like Christmas and stuff. So maybe a lot going on as far as like certain movements. So we'll check it out. You know what I'm saying? Wait, did they just do this? Yeah, they did. Oh no, that's why I drew it. Even more reason if they break it. Benji, what you looking at, man?
I'm looking at Bitcoin right now.
I'm gonna pull up your screen while they posting a little bit. Wait, let me let this play out, and then we'll see if anything pop up. Mm-hmm. Hey, you want to share your screen and show what you've been looking at with Bitcoin?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, because I was like, I'll just when the time comes, I'll just so we can look at something fresh.
One sec. There we go. Y'all can see.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let me move this out the way. All right, man. So I don't know if y'all been following like any of the news.
A little bit.
I think only been posted, like it only been announced a couple times, but basically Bitcoin in the past 2 days broke its all-time high. So this blue box right here is actually, I ain't gonna say this is something you can do, but I think this is a day tipping point. Just because I only used it just because it was an all-time high. So it's really just a zone. I was kind of curious to look for if I could pull that better than that. And I don't know, Bitcoin crashed a couple times already. So I'm kind of curious if they're going to set up a newer high or something like that, or if they're going to crash it down. My bad, I ain't the best at trader view. Where we at? We over here. All right. All right, here we go. So what I kind of did, I don't have it marked up on here because I got to delete it. And I just kind of did like a little quick markup. But I kind of went back here last time Bitcoin was at this level. Oh, what did it just do? Did it just went back? Yeah, it did. Man. All right, so basically I went back to when it was at this all-time high. I marked it up with tipping points and everything and kind of see how it reacted off everything. So now that we're kind of back in the setting, I kind of been using just looking at levels, certain levels for Bitcoin. It moves how like I don't want to say it moves. It's not just volatile, but it kind of moves how I want to move. So I did a little bit of structure, but structure is something that's better on a lower time frame when dealing with Bitcoin because they would kind of bounce a lot. But basically, I got these tipping points, and you kind of see how they're reacting. They came and bounced just a couple times, and the first time it bounced and hit the all-time high, you see that it kind of crashed all the way down to 18. So it kind of got me thinking, and obviously you see this you see how they're throwing these wicks down here. We'll see it on the 4 hour. You see this big wick right here. You know, obviously we're going to think that it's going to go up. Obviously, we'll see a lot of momentum wicks, more momentum possibly to the upside, even though it's still selling down right now. But that's why I got a lot of these lines because I'm kind of watching levels on the lower time frame, just kind of seeing how they react. Because I think at any time it could pop. I just don't know which way 100% because they are throwing these wicks. So it's something I keep in mind.
And then that whipsaw.
Yeah. So it's, yeah, you know what I mean? So it's kind of something I'm keeping in mind. So it's like it's kind of stay my hand type of situation, but it's looking like it's looking really juicy. It really is. But it will. I think it will eventually sell just from the behavior that I've been seeing the past week. But I don't know, man. Like I see all this, like all I can think about is all the people that got trapped right here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
that's a big range too.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So even all these people right here that thought it crashed, I think, well, this was like, yeah, Thanksgiving or around there. It crashed down to 16. when it got close to breaking the all-time high. So I don't know. We're gonna see. But I'm liking the possibility of it maybe pushing up at least 20K. But at the same time, even when I look at this wick right here, this was at 19,927. So it came close to it. It might not want to break it. So this is something that I kind of just want to kind of watch. But I could definitely see it pushing up and becoming a buy opportunity. But I don't know. We'll have to see. It's just been catching my interest for the past week.
Wow. Oh man. Y'all see what they doing on GBP AUD and
Let me pull you back.
like how they shot up, bro. They actually moved on it. You see it? They just threw, that's the 15. Actually, they just threw, they just pulsated up like 10 pips and then started throwing a wick on the 15.
Yep, I see it. I just I see that.
It looked like they're about to whipsaw. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I was sitting on my hands and wasn't like, oh, we're gonna just take this and for sure this. Because the news is funny and you have to be careful. Like we're not just taking a regular trade like on the Tuesday, Wednesday, like they have news. You know what I'm saying? So we
Yeah,
have to
I'm
move a little
looking at
different.
like all the pairs and they all got like crazy wicks on them right now.
Yeah, or they whipsawing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about the AUD pairs, right?
Yeah, on the AUD, but I was
Well, I see what you're saying. I guess it was more a whipsaw. Like they was just at a whipsaw on GBP AUD.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I was looking at I thought I had the hour up, but I had the 15-minute up. But yeah, on the hour I definitely see the whipsaw on them.
We still got time, but the fact that they showing that behavior around this news time, that's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the reason I'm giving you I'm giving y'all these tools, or we really, you know what I'm saying, is because you don't want to shoot yourself in the foot. Like these war rooms are not just we are gonna exchange and share trades, right? But it's also to get you to continue to see how you should be looking, or a good way to be looking that may develop into your own twist or something, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But following the rules, but how you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, look how remember I drew this 15 after the fact, but look how they respected it. They imposed, because remember they weren't here on this one, remember? They were here and they had, remember this candle here? They were up here and this was, hold on, let me see. Let me go to annotate. Hold on. Why don't I see my annotate?
I don't think you're sharing your screen, Darius.
Oh, you know what? That's why I'm like, wait a minute, something isn't right here. This was not right. Hey, oh man. Sorry about that, y'all. They see it on YouTube, but y'all don't see it. But anyway, you see how, remember I drew this 15 right here? And I was like, I'll just see how they do. Remember I just drew this one right here?
Yep.
Early.
Yep.
And look what they doing here. That's why I was like, that looked like a good thing to use. And on the hourly, this was like, it's coming down, but look, it was like this at first. It was like, remember it was here, but it was also like, it was like that with a wick, and it was green. Remember that?
Yep.
And then it changed to what we see now. So they shot all the way here and then snatched back. That's behavior we need to be paying attention to. You know what I'm saying? Because that means they came 14 pips on the pulsation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That definitely makes sense.
Yeah, because the reason I'm saying, because we've seen it do that. We've seen it do that. And when it actually do the real impulse, I'm telling you, hey, Benji, were you on that time? We were watching it, and it was acting like whipsaw behavior. And then when it made the move, it shot all the way down, and then
It shot all the way back up. That was
and then it turned into a whipsaw even more so.
Yeah. I'm trying to. What pair was that?
It was doing the exact same thing, but this one doing it bigger though. It's like way more pulsation.
Yeah, I won't say I was on odd, but yeah. Let me pull up my GA. We got 20 minutes left on the candle.
Like, look, now it's right back. You see that? This is a case where if that starts to close like that, then like even if they pull them back, long as they don't go too much past, but they keep showing that, this is a case where I'm gonna say, okay, when this get ready to close, I'm gonna go ahead and put my sell stop in. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because like, look at the behavior. That's why sometimes I know y'all can't always do that, you know, because of jobs and different things. But like when you get a chance to look, you know, with news events and stuff, this is why we do this. You know what I mean? So even when you taking your trades, regular trades, say you like, oh, you wake up in the morning and you see everything looking juicy and lining up. See who have news too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
Definitely see who has news. $20 left. We can actually watch this play out, man. I'm gonna go ahead and prepare because we've done this before too. I'm like, oh man, it's like they might do this, and then right at the top of the hour, bam, 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 bam. You know what I mean? So, like, and we're like, oh well, yeah, I'll do some slack. They're gonna come back up. I'll measure that out. And this is one of them times where I will give it a little extra room. What is that at? Just to have it, like when we ready to try to execute, just so it'll be. And on news trades, we do market orders.
Okay.
Do pending orders. And if you get to a place where you don't know how, because it's set up a little funny, then wait and see how it play out the next few times. Don't force it to happen, because if you're not sure and you try to do something you're not used to or encountered with these type of things, it still follow the same rules, with finding the structure, the direction, and tipping points, but you got to consider the type of traps that may be being said and different stuff. And if you're not sure, just mock trade or put it in your practice account or something. You know what I'm saying? Or sit on your hands. You see how they pushing back down a little bit?
Yeah.
They didn't come back past here. I'm keeping, like, if they close with a nice momentum wick, and it's bearish, I'm gonna put it in. Because that means when they both collide, they're gonna go where they're gonna go. You know what I mean? When the markets cross over. What was I about to measure? Man, I was about to measure something and I went blank. I want to say I put this at the wrong spot anyway. Make this bigger. Yeah, that's what I know. Yeah, man. It's 17 minutes. You know, we still got time, but I'm telling you for sure, if that's the case, go ahead and even try to clean up on some of what you know, when they activated the order from yesterday, right? You see why I said don't be so afraid. Look at what they showing us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what I was about to show y'all. I picked the wrong thing. Okay, here we go. I knew it'd come back to me. Okay, so you notice how they've been pulsating and have yet, man, why am I so crooked? Notice how they've been pulsating and they have yet to even bring it back this way since they first start. I mean, you know, since they last came here. You know, I'm gonna look and see at that behavior. Like if they continue not coming back this way and just pushing like that, and then they close. You see what I'm saying? If they keep pulsating here and then they actually close, sorry for all the drawings, but if they basically keep pulsating here between this area, right? And then they actually close with a nice momentum wick, right? That's gonna make me feel even more that the order's been flooding in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's today? I go all the way. Oh yeah, I was looking at that stuff. Let's see what the news was. Okay, so news was positive on AUD. You see that? Their GDP was higher than the forecast, which was good news. GBP looking like its worth is about to go down. You see what I'm saying? Its worth is going down in comparison to the Australian dollar. That you see it what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You could start to look at things like that and see. I'm not saying base that solely off for that, but I'm saying if it lines up, then you know we'll see what's up. But they definitely are or have been selling off. You know, we look at price action. They've been selling off here. You know? And they've been flooding, pulsating between here. So we'll see what they do. How y'all feeling?
Good. Good. Just taking notes.
Oh crap! Look at that. You see that? You see that?
That's moving.
Bum. So you see on AUD, NZD, right? And look what they did. This is more funny. While I'm finna tie this together even more. Look how last night I talked to y'all about. Look how last night I talked to y'all about using a previous structure, right? Remember that? And I went back on this one. And remember, these weren't here. These two right here wasn't here. It was just this by itself. Remember that?
Right.
And look how it correlated, how, I mentioned this earlier when the video started. How it lines up with the fact that it's news and they already been pushing up right here. And look what they did. Like they bounced off of the structure through the night and then boop, came back right here. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I'm saying that to say too, some things align up better than other ones in these pairs. So you look at the behaviors on them and then you catch them. Like I'm not worried because we weren't focusing on AUD, NZD. We looked at it, right? I put this here, whatever, but I already was on the move right here. And we were watching the candles pulsate. So I was on the move. I caught the move down, from talking about it yesterday and different stuff. So yeah, man, you see how it kind of correlated, how you can kind of see that they ranged it here, and right when they had news, like that's another thing that made me look at this one too, was I knew it was news yesterday. I want to say I did mention that yesterday too. Remember I mentioned that? I was like, it's news tomorrow, so they could bounce and push up.
Yep. Yeah, you said that.
Huh?
Yep, I said, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I say so much stuff, not bull crap, but like so much stuff. I'm like trying to make sure I covered it for sure. But I do remember saying that now that we're talking about it. Yep. So yeah, that's how they work. And then now they coming back to where I made this a tipping point, even though it's kind of long, but I still used it. I mean, it's not that long, it's 11, but it's the tipping point in relation here. You see they came here, barely. I mean, it's still a momentum candle if it closed like that. But you see they came barely 3 pips away and slowed, they halted. You see what I'm saying? So they respected that area. So that would have been, okay, boom. This is gonna be our take profit. That's why you ride tipping point to tipping point too. Well, we'll see what they're gonna do. Because it is coming down. We'll see some of the nature of the behavior too within these last few minutes. You see how they waited all that time to start coming back that way?
Yep.
They were just pulsating. Within the 15. We're gonna go down to a lower time frame. I said lawyer. I meant lower.
Right.
And we can see how they were coming, doing it here and ranging here. This is not a whipsaw here. This one is weird, but it's still balanced. You know what I'm saying? So this is even a stronger indicator of, hey, this is a nice tipping point for the 15. It won't hurt me to catch this on where we set it, or even if you like, I want to be extra safe and place it somewhere here. If the momentum showing right, you catch it to here or wherever, it's not bad. Like they may continue up. We'll see what the trick is, right? We'll see what the play is. Yeah, our job is not to say every time I say it's gonna go this way, it goes that way 1,000% of the time. Our job to say this is this tipping point here. The likelihood of it breaking and continuing on, showing what it's showing, considering like news, whatever. When it come here, it's gonna ride, right? If it don't, okay, we can say, like say situation dictate and now I'll use this for example, and it's showing us something to the top side, right? And they are doing the opposite. And this is where we looking to hop in at. We'll see what price action showing us in this area, right? We'll show what price action showing us in this area, and we'll get ready to set our stuff here. Where sometimes as a trader, you may not see what you think you want to see, depending on your level of seeing it as you go along this journey. So that's why I was saying in these cases, especially on news, don't feel forced to like force a trade if you don't see the price action lining up, because you'll end up losing money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you just want to like treat it as normal, and then when it started lining up, like I hope I'm giving y'all some good stuff, man, because like it's showing a lot of, like, this was a perfect example. Like, okay, it followed all of our training, all the stuff we go through. Y'all saw me go through the steps.
Yeah.
I brought previous price action with this, it hit the bottom of the structure on a daily. Tipping point wise, I'm sure it was something back when it's that much space, it's something back here you can find, right? It'll be something you can find, because there are times when you'll have to go where a tipping point from a month later will help you out, like sometime down the road. Well, a tipping point that you put a month ago will be like something you can reference now. So don't like panic, like, oh man, I need to figure out what I made. I'll just market order. Just find enough evidence and do what you do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See, now this bad baby is coming back in. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
Like it went, you see how now time coming down, it's coming back in this area now.
Yeah, back in that zone we had drawn.
Wow.
I don't even want y'all to take this trade. I just want y'all to see what happens. You know what I'm saying? And we'll even revisit it tomorrow. If it don't, we got to see how it play. But you see, remember what I told you in the last minutes, they may do that.
Yep.
They brought it all the way. Look, you see what I'm saying?
Boom. Boom. Wow. That's crazy.
Did you end up putting the sell stop?
Oh, I'm just letting it play. I didn't even put it. I just said, that's why I said we'll let it play out.
Oh, okay.
I just want y'all to see how it may do. Yeah, they flooding it though.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's still unusual behavior, bro. Look, you see what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, if we enter here, obviously, right, we'll be looking at activation, but just watch it play out. And if it closed like that, like it doesn't have to hit it on the first candle. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Like it can do that, and that be like continuation.
Right.
If they don't whipsaw it, right? If they whipsaw it, then I'll just like, all right, let me get out. That's when you reassess. But the behavior I was telling y'all see it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's why I said sometimes don't even take the trade.
Uh-huh.
I'm not telling y'all. I'm just saying for y'all on y'all end, right? Just see what it do sometimes. Like even, and here's another example right here. Boom. Say, here's an example where a 5 minute would have came into play. Right? I mean, they just hit us with a MC, right? And this still got 2 minutes to play out. But this where it would have come in handy because you could have set 2 pips below that, and then boom. You see what I'm saying? You would have caught something off of that if it hit. You know, if you wanted to find something. You know, granted, everything else happened, right? I'm just showing you examples of how if you don't see it, because we didn't see an hour. No, actually we did, but we didn't see an hour over here. We had to use the old hour, remember? So, not mistaken. Yeah, it's an old hour. We'll see what they do. That's another reason, y'all want this. That's another reason why I told you news with 6 and 6:30 is also weird. You see what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Because the candle close, news that impulse off of that news, and then you got to wait for the candle close here. So I'm glad, you know what I'm saying, we didn't put that in. Now you could look at, okay, should I come within the zone now? See what I'm saying? Now this will give you, like, say if we didn't take it, right? But I'm just saying, say it show you this and you like, I think it's gonna do the same thing, but let me find a better point of entry to reduce drawdown, right?
Uh-huh.
Now you see it's been here. Say if it closed like this, and like, cause this still showing us what we want to see, even though it balanced, it's still like yeah, I think this wick is still a lot longer than this one. So we can start looking at like continuation type stuff.
Right.
See what I'm saying? See what it do, man. So we'll keep this here. And yep. Oh, all right. So let me measure this out. Show you. I'm sure y'all have seen this before where it looked like this, but it still continued down.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure y'all have seen that, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Don't be like necessarily spooked. Like that's a 17-inch wick to the top side versus an 8. You know what I'm saying? It's almost close, but it's double the size. So it's like it's in that category to where I look at that like they're about to balance out a little bit here, and then they may drop. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you did. This is why you'll have to keep watching for price too. See, they actually balance perfectly here. So this is where now you say, okay, is this going to be used as a tipping point? And you watch here because they may come here. It happens. It happens. They may come here again, come here, and then you wake up in the morning and then you see all this. I'm sure y'all seen that before, right?
Yup.
Yeah. So like, don't like get spooked. Just know when to hold the line and when to be like, oh, okay. But more times than not, you're gonna see this. Wait a minute. Go back. Where am I? However, Oh man, I need to get out of this. This is when you start remembering too. I am at the bottom of structure. See what I'm saying? So that's when you start considering. See, they came to the 15 and now they like tapping on it, but they stalling.
Mhm.
That's what I'm saying. Like you don't have to immediately be like, ah! You know what I'm saying? Like you don't, because looking at it, you may be like, oh man,
Yeah.
you know. That's why you don't like load it down with 100 lots per pip. What half your account gone?
Right.
That's the psychology in it.
Yo, speaking of psychology, I know this is like completely off topic, but I was just like playing around earlier, messing with like other indices because I never like tried them, and I like was on US 30, bruh, and that drone was moving so fast. I was like, yo, what's going on right here? And I only had like a 10-cent lot on, so it's like, damn, I'm definitely not used to how fast this drone moving. Like it caught me so off guard.
But see, that's what we be. It's the same like gold and Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I just looked at that today. I literally just looked at that today.
Mm-hmm.
It's really volatile. It's crazy.
Like damn.
Mm-hmm.
Darius, look at US CAD. It's kind of like consolidating, like in that within that pivot point we marked.
I found this hour and overlapped this tipping point on the hour too,
Oh yeah,
just to cover that little wick right there. So
yeah,
I was 2 pips too high type stuff. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
We'll see how they handle that. And yes, sometimes y'all, we will call trades and then we will be like, hold up, let's see what it do. Like you have to be adaptable. Don't just be like, because it's doing this, it gotta do it this way. Like sometimes you may have to be like, hold up, let's just see how this one do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all heard us do that before, seen that before. You know, those who've been here.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Damn.
However, remember it's 9 minutes left.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
So we'll see what they do. And that's the 15 anyway, so. Oh, my bad. Let me go back to CAD, USD CAD. Yeah, they did a whole, actually. What is it? Now this looks, I know I put that there, but I can move this around. I mean, yeah. Wait, no, that's not. Yeah, the hair. That's almost like the retrace right here. This doesn't look bad to catch the retrace. Y'all see that?
Where?
Yep.
Oh, US CAD. Oh.
Like to catch. I mean, that's basically retrace. And then that's probably 2 pips above, I mean, below the thing. Yeah, so that's about right. So to catch it like between here and here. Yeah, to the 50% retrace. I mean, they're not showing a lot now, but we'll see. We're not in New York session. That's gonna be something I'm gonna look for. See that pulsation?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I said don't put it in. Let's just see what it do.
Wow.
Now, if this closes like this is how you start to reshape your bias, right? And we can go a little bit past the time. I ain't tripping for, say it closed like this, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the fact that this is how we shape our thinking. Because here we were looking at this, right? This is what I was like, just, that's initial bias, like, right, watching it. This is how this will have to change. And you say, okay, I'm looking at whatever. Like I was saying, how they were pulling back, and I was like, just hold off. They are pulsating, but let's just see what they do. They could whipsaw, right?
Uh-huh.
Right.
So say now, right? They use this move to bounce off the bottom of that structure. Remember this structure right here? Oh crap. So kind of going into it.
Right.
Say they use that like to actually, because it's still in the uptrend. Say it's 20 hours left. Let me go. Say this close, they push and this close is more up here, which I think they came back down. They're coming down a little bit. Anyway, say that happens or whatever, and it's showing more momentum to the top side. Then that's when now you can kind of like reassess, because there's no hour tip. I use this 15. And then you can start looking at playing like this area. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But you just have to see how the candle close.
Okay.
That's why in the beginning, I did not automatically set the sell stop. Remember, I was like, we'll put it here and be ready if it shows us what it needs to show us.
Right.
But I didn't say, oh, put it in. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's a lesson in everything. That's why I said just we'll see. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm gonna put it to be ready because it was looking juicy, but then boom, look what they're showing. So
Wow.
We'll see how this closes. Let's see how this closes right here. Then next you would look for the 50 retrace.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You look for the 50 retrace, which if they close it like up here, the tipping point on the hourly will be at that retrace. So then they have to show us retrace to the tipping point and then break the tipping point. To say, okay, should we now look at a sell again? You know what I'm saying? Right. It's not really complicated. You just don't want to, until you 1000% sure, don't just be like, You know what I'm saying? Tell you what, though, I will. Let me see. Then what we can do is, instead of, because it'll be a whole another hour before we see the hourly close. Not hour, but what, 45 minutes. Because, like I said, keep in mind on the 15th, it could look like this, and we can be like, oh man, it's for impulse. But then right after that, they could like come here and come here, and then what we see on the hourly will be different. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It won't look like this anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because we still got 40 something minutes. That's why don't get like we watch the 15, see how they hold and everything. Like obviously if the 15 close like this, buyer starts shifting a little more. If they break here, see how they coming down more now? Not all the way, but a little more.
Yep. Just a little bit. Excuse me.
Yeah, we'll play out. See what they do. Mm.